Hey gang, what's going on? Thanks for clicking that button. Welcome to a special episode of Matt's Rad Show. This is a thank you episode to all the owners and builders of the cars that get showcased on this channel. I decided to go through years of footage and take out some of the times that I've been able to talk with the owners of some of these vehicles. It's always great to talk to any one of you guys that I meet out there at these shows. Sometimes those exchanges get filmed, and I get some great info on the cars that we all love. So here's some footage of some of those conversations that I've had with the owners and builders of these cars. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and a big thank you to all the car clubs, the owners and the builders, and anybody I've ever come across at these shows. Without you guys and your cars, it would not be possible. So thank you so much, and enjoy this episode.
Inspiration is more like skulls because we're both into skulls. I was military. She's a death investigator, so we like skulls a lot. We have them all over the place. So just make it ratty and nasty and Mad Max looking. It's a 355 Chev, just a 350 board over.
Cool.
And hopefully be building a blower motor for it for next summer. So. The frame was a 1989 Chevy Silverado. The body's a 38.
Yeah.
The bed was shortened 20 inches. The frame was narrowed, Z'd, shortened, all kinds of stuff. We've been doing it for 7 years, and we still keep changing things. So. Well, inside, I mean, you get the you get skulls on the door panel.
Oh, that's awesome.
Then the shifter is a little drill. Little things around the bumpers, 50 cal bullets.
I love the ham spear too. That's.
And then I've got everything on remote.
Oh, hang on. You just did that by remote?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I got remote.
This is too fun, you guys. What do you got over here?
52 Chevy coupe, Styline Deluxe.
Okay.
Super dirty, all sorts of bugs because she's been everywhere this whole weekend.
Yeah.
I picked it up a couple years ago. I'm raised in the car family. I've only missed 2 Back to the 50s ever in my whole entire life. So I finally got my own first car, and it was after Back to the 50s. So I was pretty sad. I actually cried last year when they canceled it. And then I cried again this year when they canceled it. And I was
But it's back on.
Super excited, yep. So I get to enter my first Back to the 50s this year, so I'm excited. I don't really know a lot of history about the car. I know it was originally an Iowa barn find. It's changed hands twice. And I've pretty much replaced everything that needs to be replaced except for the engine, and that's next. It's got a 305.
Okay.
And my son will be giving me a 327 to put in it, but she's fun. She just keeps it on the road and keeps me
awesome.
My one project.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I was saying. I'm like,
awesome. Well, I love it. It's great.
Her name is Hazel.
Hazel. Okay.
It's a 1950 Mercury. It's got about 6 inches chopped out of it. It's on bags, and I run a small block, 400 cubic inch small block, dynoed at 518 horse. 700 R4 with a 9-inch, a Moser 9-inch, the 4-link, and it's pretty fun. It's definitely fun to drive. A lot funner to drive than sitting looking at it.
See you later, bud.
So I grew up around muscle cars, and then in the late 90s, early 2000s, I hung around a lot of the import tuner gigs. And they all had the Civics with the intakes and exhaust, and they were just having a lot of fun. And so that was kind of the inspiration behind the car. Whoa, that's cool. Was to blend traditional hot rodding and import tuning together and kind of have the best of both worlds. That way I can go hang out with the Honda guys, and then at the same time I can go cruising with the hot rodders like we see tonight.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm Josh from Grey Duck Customs. That's my Honda rod over there. The car kind of came to fruition, I don't know, 15 years ago or so. And I started acquiring parts and ended up getting a donor Del Sol. Cut the car at the firewall, so I moved everything that was a normal Del Sol to the rear of the car. So all the rear strut towers, sub-assemblies, drivetrain is all out of a front wheel drive area of a Del Sol. The chassis rails are a 37 Ford in the front of it, and then everything's connected with 1.5 or 1 5/8 inch and 2-inch square tube, just kind of connect the two chassis. So the front end was built from scratch. The body was carved from styrofoam, and laid fiberglass over it, knocked it down, put some primer on it, and that's about it. So it's got a 5-speed transmission on it, 7,200 RPM redline, and it's fun as hell. The car took about a year to build. I did it in a 2-car garage, nothing fancy, have, you know, chop saw welders, stuff like that. But I used a lot of, you know, just ingenuity in terms of building it. Whatever I could come up with, whatever I could kind of get together and make it work is what we did. So the shifter in the car is actually out of a MR2, and that was hooked up for a cable setup. But I robbed the Del Sol steering column, I robbed the Del Sol seats and the gauges, and kind of just made everything work as best I could. So I tried to keep it as much on a budget as possible because it is a prototype, and I wanted to get the car tested and make sure it was road safe and stuff like that before I start throwing a lot of power at it. So I will have intentions of throwing a turbo kit on it, no worries on that. Just wanted to make sure the car is roadworthy and safe first before I did that. And it's great, it's been nothing but fun. This engine is the Japanese D15B VTEC, which puts out about 130 horse at 7,200 RPM. It's mated to a Japanese D17 transmission, which is a 5-speed close ratio gearbox. It's got 4.4 to 1 final drive ratio to move these big tires that I got. Yeah, it's miles per mile.
Awesome, man. Anything else you want to share about the car?
It's been a whole lot of fun. Go build something cool. Don't be scared to build something.
Right on, man. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, here comes Honda Rod. What's up, Josh? Look at this 69.5 Chevy Camaro here. This thing is so incredible. Look at it.
Oh yeah, that's sweet.
What? Are you kidding me?
Awesome car.
Okay, my name's Rick Bumgart. I have a 69.5 Chevy Camaro. We transposed a 69 nose onto a 70 Camaro tub, just for something different. Okay, so the artist that helped me, I couldn't pick the color and stuff, and the interior wasn't done. And he come up with the colors, the stripes, the all that there. He went to a Blue Angels show, and that's where the color come from and the interior design.
Very cool. What's it got in it?
It's an LS motor disguised as a Chrysler Hemi. It really makes you look. It really did a really fine job. Excellent job. Got the only car here at the show like this at a 69.5, and I really enjoyed the car. Getting a lot of notice. Read that. Those guys. 10 years. 10 years?
Blue Angels, that's awesome. Oh, look at that. I love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's amazing.
I got a 36 Chevrolet pickup. It's a deluxe. Not a lot of them were ever made. Original hot rod was built in '78, was chopped and leaded, and was an old school hot rod. And about 6 months of cutting and putting stuff back together, I got it on the road. Everybody that's into these things know they're a never-ending process, but it's got a lot of neat things going on with it. Got trick doors.
It's awesome. Love that.
It's got front independent suspension. Got a brand new old school cool aluminum cooler in the back. My fuel system back there.
There you go.
Still working on it. It's got a Ford 9-inch, so it's a posi, full posi rear end, which makes it really hard to make a U-turn unless you floor it, and then it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Lead chop, it's never going to get paint. Lead chop of this quality, you just don't see it anymore. I'm not going to hide it.
Yeah.
I found this car, original car, I found it on a calendar in 1978, South Idaho. I have the original picture.
Awesome.
I'm not going to disgrace that guy by covering up his work.
Awesome.
We don't know his name yet. We're still researching.
Awesome.
Got back into it in the last year and a half.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Starsky and Hutch here.
Factory stripe, because there's the window sticker.
Okay.
And this is the factory build sheet that pushes the factory Starsky and Hutch.
All right.
They only made 1,000 of these back then. The first 100 of them, had 460 interceptors. This car is number 56 of the 100 of the 1,000.
Dang.
So it's the real deal. And like I say, here's the bill of sale the day I bought it, and pictures of the day I bought it.
Okay. That's awesome. Anything else you want to tell me about it?
It's just got the 460 in it. I put a ratchet shifter in it and the wider tires. Otherwise, it's stock. It's never seen a flake of snow. It's been in the garage its whole life.
That's awesome.
And I was 20 when I bought it. Now I'm 66. I've had it 46 years.
That's incredible.
On the inside, I've got here, zoom in on that. You see the rounded of the back stripe?
Uh-huh.
That's what the factory TV show and clones do, that stripe.
Okay.
The factory stripe from Ford comes down to the body line and down.
Okay.
So you see the difference?
Yeah, yeah.
The clones are rounded and the TV show is rounded, but the factory 1000, the stripe comes to the body line and down. And they can't reproduce this stripe because it's a fringe of, infringement.
Sure, okay, gotcha. So this is original paint and everything.
Yep.
Incredible.
There's some dings on it, but I drive it. It's a driver. I got 72,000 miles on it.
Nothing wrong with that. That's awesome.
If you got them, you got to drive them.
Absolutely.
8-track tape player still works.
Awesome.
Yeah, it does.
With a little turbo with hose. And when I put the cover on it, At the time. Probably has the front, probably has the rubbing up against it. I knew you were good. I better look up.
Yeah, the pig vessels. You're okay rubbing against that tree, right? This thing is amazing. Go ahead.
55 Chevy pickup cab, and then I built the hood, extended it. It's 6'2" long. It's on a bus chassis, both sides bus. So it's got hydraulic disc brakes all the way around, but I got air over hydraulic brakes. It's air ride, front and back. Took me 7.5 years to build. It's been done for just about 4 years now, so other than that, I don't know what else to say. It's totally customized. I built all the pieces to build it too. I didn't just buy parts, I built most of the parts for it. So.
Yeah. So what was the inspiration to build something like this?
Everybody knows me that I like, I can't build original. I'm creative in that way, and I don't know. I was born in '55. I never could afford a '55 pickup when I was younger, so I had a dream of having one, and I decided to build something that's more radical. And then I could pull a trailer with it. The truck weighs 12,000 pounds, so she'll handle a trailer like nobody's business. It's got a 671 Detroit diesel with a 13-speed under. Yeah, it's just it all came together for a reason. All the parts seemed to come to me when it was time. It was just weird. You can't make the stuff up. So
meant to be.
Meant to happen, I think, is what it come down to. Yes, exactly.
Very cool. Well, it's an awesome truck. Thanks for telling me about it.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
Appreciate you asking.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about her?
No, that's about it. You can look her over and.
Sounds good.
Know what else.
Well, it's a 62 Pro Street Impala. It originally started out with a small block in it, and, just a small drivetrain. I completely gutted the car, tubbed it, slammed it to the ground. It's got a 9-inch rear end in it, narrowed. It has a 584 Steve Schmidt cubic inch 20-degree nitrous motor with a full nitrous and everything. It's about 1,900 horse. Don't go that much. I run around 1,200 because the chassis and the roll cage is only certified 8.5 second. So if I want to go faster, which I could, I'd have to do a lot more reinforcement with it, and that'll be next winter when I do that. But it was really difficult to put this engine in this car because nothing fit. So I literally had to do a lot of cutting and re-welding and redesigning the frame, the cross member under the engine. Had to build motor mounts, so I motor plated it in the front and rear. It just was a lot of work. And it created swear words building the car, so. But it's a good running car. I like it. I'll never be done with it.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to probably in the next few weeks take it to the track and start doing some testing and tuning.
Yeah.
But with the weight of the car, the power, the torque, the drivetrain, the axle, everything I got going on, I'm hoping to be in the low 7s if I could get the frame recertified.
There you go.
But yeah.
Right on. Awesome, man. Well, thanks for telling me about the car a little bit.
Sure. You're welcome. Thank you.
You bet.
Yeah, the front tires don't even touch the ground. It's a beast, but the problem is
the owner was saying that the front tires don't even touch the ground for about 60 feet when he goes off the line. Yeah, I can imagine. Oh my gosh. Literally, my insides were shaking as this car drove up.
I wasn't sure what was coming up my way.
This Barracuda is incredible.
Boy, it's rude, isn't it?
Gosh.
On the track last week. Oh, we brought it here.
All right, it's a 1968 Plymouth Barracuda. It's got a big Hemi in it, 605 cubic inches. Has run 880s in the Midwest. She's a handful, and it's tougher than heck to keep the car clean once it comes from the track to go to a car show. So having fun and enjoying Castle Rock, Colorado.
You comfortable with this? You want to push it back?
Let's see the reason why my insides were shaking.
Here? Oh Lord.
Yeah. I can work. I actually used this.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm gonna go start getting some shit.
Okay.
Morning. Wants to go that way. There's no other room.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Custom made, basically.
I got a 440 in my 68 Barracuda and I had to go through the fenders. But the 440s are so much higher with it.
Was just kind of talking, listening to the owner over there. He's got a 605 in it. It runs about a 9.8 speed. He said the 980s. Gosh, this Barracuda is incredible. And that was down in New Mexico, he said. So. Oh my gosh. Barracuda.
Oh, okay.
Take another look here. I just can't believe. How do you squeeze?
That's a 605.
How do you squeeze a 605 in here? Look at that. What's the horsepower on it right now? 1,000 horsepower. Oh my gosh. 1,000 horsepower. Awesome. That is Not the Pancake 6 on this though.
He could put it.
Look at that.
Put the radiator or the battery up front to transfer some of that weight, but he didn't because the Minnesota winters there was too much draw on the engine.
Put a V8 in a Corvair. So what do we got here? I haven't seen this before.
We have a 1963 Corvair with a 327 running in reverse rotation in a Corvair. It has the original Corvair transaxle or differential and transmission, and the engine is running reverse rotation to adapt that way. My dad was the first one to do this type of an adaptation back in the early 60s. His was a 62 Corvair with a 63 Corvette 327 340 horse motor. He was the first one to do this adaptation back then, and it was in Hot Rod magazine in 1964, October of 1964 to be exact. And he got killed in his car, and subsequently we actually found his car 54 years later, what was left of his car, the engine, the drivetrain, all the adaptation pieces, and I have that at home now. And so eventually we're going to restore that car and bring that to the shows alongside this one that was done. We bought this car in 2017, and it was a car that was being raced in the early 70s out in California. Anything else about the car, I don't know what else, who built it or anything like that, but we've gone through the whole thing mechanically front to back and made sure it was safe and in good running condition so that we can bring it to the shows.
Awesome. Pretty unique vehicle. You don't see that ever. Corvair with a V8 in it. Pretty cool. What's behind this red wall, you might ask? It's a beautiful 63 Ford truck. Dropped. Look at that.
Hey, here we have a 1963 Ford F100 with a 460, and we just got done doing a few more modifications. We put a dual fan in. Otherwise, she was running pretty hot, but she is a pretty hot truck, and not too much more can be said for this little baby here. So, thanks for tuning in.
The Cobra on the steering wheel there. Must be a Cobra steering wheel.
I think people realize how much work goes into this and getting it where it is.
So he's got a good sound system in there too.
This is a 54.
Go ahead. Yeah, it started out as a 1929 four-door leatherback, and so the original roof was nothing but wood, chicken wire, and vinyl. So I had to build the roof from scratch, and that's part of the reason why I had the raised section in the middle, because I didn't think I would be able to do a whole flat expanse and get it really straight. This was my pandemic project. The timing was perfect. I bought the car in February of 2020, and it took me a month and a half to get things cleared with the DMV. I got the license plates in my mailbox the day before the lockdown, and that's when I started working on it. And so that's all I did for 2 years, was work on that car.
Awesome. What's it got in it?
It's a 1954 331 Hemi that's been bored out to 365, and old school Enderley fuel injection that's been converted to electronic by the guy who built the motor. I converted a four-door to a two-door. I widened the front doors by 6 inches by taking the middle section out of the back doors, and then took 3 inches off the bottom of the doors so I could run the side pipes. built a custom chassis, and had issues with the engine that kept it off the road for a year after I basically was finished, but got it on the road for the first time in June, and
right on,
having a lot of fun.
I'll bet. Looks like a fun car, man. Thanks for sharing it.
You bet.
Hot rod. Look at this thing. This thing's awesome.
I was gonna say, where did you get some of your parts made out? Probably better off just buying it all running ready. Yeah.
Well, that's what he added when he was having trouble with it.
Oh yeah.
1972 Honda Tonka truck.
Bought it, so I'm repairing it, getting it back up roadworthy, getting it fully reliable, getting it ready to street. Apparently before he bought it, it had 150 miles on it. I've already put 150 miles on the last week and a half just test driving it, so getting it reliable for the new owner, and it's been a fun build. And
so what was the inspiration for it?
Something different. You got to do something different. You always have to, you know, something that stands out, something that people love, and little kids just love it. On the way here, 50% of the cars had to have the camera out, just driving by, taking pictures. And, you know, it's just, you got to have something different. That's what makes it fun, makes it enjoyable. So yeah.
So what's it made out of? Obviously a 72.
So it's a 1972 Honda Z600. Pretty relatively rare car. They only imported 500 that year. It's on a 88 Suzuki Samurai chassis. 33-inch tires. Rebuilt the motor. It's putting out 55 horsepower with a 1.3 liter. So kind of stock, but it gets up and goes. It can do upwards of 70. It maintains 60 all day long, so everything's it's a good driver. So got a nice sound system in it, and it kind of made it a reliable driver.
So what kind of response do you get from people when they see it?
A lot of oohs and ahs. What is it? Can I take your picture? Can I take the picture of the car? Can I, you know, so there's a lot of positive response. It's definitely been one of the most interesting cars I've been able to drive. So it's a fun car.
Now, do you have a shop you build them out of or anything, or is it just
I used to. I now just do it as a hobby. Kind of got out of the business a little bit, but I do it on the side for helping out friends, helping out people. I kind of pick and choose. I like the oddball stuff. So yeah, I used to do full restorations, and then I wanted to get out of that, and I'm now an engineer, so this is my side hobby. So
awesome.
It makes little kids happy, so that's the fun thing about it.
Very cool. All right, awesome, man. Well, thanks for sharing about it. I appreciate it. This is incredible.
So it's a 2009 Chevy Silverado.
Okay.
We left the firewall and the floor, and that's the original. If you look inside, it's got airbags, got OnStar, air conditioning, heat, everything in there. We took a 37 Mac, split it down the middle, widened it out 2 feet so it would fit on the original chassis. Took a 40 Chevy hood, 39 panels. We got an old Leroy bed that's going to go into the back of a wrecker bed. Custom made the box. I think that's like a 40 Dodge box in the back.
Oh man.
We got hydraulic, going to be oscillating front here. If you look at this, pull it up, it's going to have oscillating motors to pull this open and closed. We got, these are on the the remotes, so the doors pop with the remote control. And
oh, that's awesome. Sorry,
Dave and I have been working on this thing for a while here.
That's great. Labor of love. Well, that's awesome, man. Thanks for telling me about it, showing me it here.
Yeah, and then we got this just got cut out. We were in the shop last night till about 10 o'clock doing this, so we're trying to get it ready for the show. But if you look at the picture on the windshield, this is all going to be backlit in the front.
Oh, that's so cool.
And we're going to have a fog machine in there, so fog will come out of it.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Work in progress.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got rockets, some Korean rock. So we're going to have the lights up.
Okay.
And we'll have the missiles coming out of here, and we're drilling out the centers for the turn signals.
Okay. Awesome. That's great.
That's what it is.
Cool, man. Thanks for showing.
I've been here for 2 hours.
We found a back road and we went around everybody and got in. In 2013, I built Tomater. I got a 1955 Chevy truck, actually 2 of them, and put it on an 81 Chevy so I can run and drive it down the highway, and built it looking like the toy in the movie, which I purchased so I could copy that, and I towed my rat rod behind it to some shows. And then this year, last November in 2019, we decided to build Lightning McQueen. So with the help of body man Mark Bentley, fabulous guy, we made Lightning McQueen out of a Pontiac Sunfire to look like the toy, which we purchased 3 of to make sure they looked like the original toy in Cars 1. We did the graphics for Cars 1. So Lightning McQueen was done about a month and a half ago. So this is about the 4th show for Lightning McQueen. So it was fun, and I just got 13 grandkids, and they love it, and I like it when kids get a kick out of what I've created from the movie Cars, which was to me was a really good movie.
Me too.
So my goal is to get Larry the Cable Guy to come and write his name on the door of my Tomater.
Oh, that'd be great.
If you're watching this, Larry, give me a call. Thank you.
It's a 1929 Ford Model A Tudor. It's got a stock 302 engine in it with an FMX tranny, bagged and 4-link in the rear. I put it together over a winter. In 4 months is what it took me to put it together.
4 months.
And then we've had, they're never done, so we've added a few things here and there. And stuff. Yeah, it's been fun. I love the car shows. I love everybody's imagination, and just glad to be part of it.
Yeah.
The motor actually come out of a 78 Granada and had less than 38,000 miles on it. So yeah, I was excited about that.
Yeah.
The inside is top grade burlap, of course.
Okay.
The roof is off one of my neighbor's hot tub covers. I made into the roof.
Okay, cool.
And then we picked up the trunk for it at the swap meet down in Maple Lake.
Okay.
So, it's just a form of art.
Yeah. I like it, man. Cool. Thanks for sharing with me about it. Your mom's represented in the Dragonfly?
Yep. Cool. She passed on 3 years ago, and all during the funeral, the burial, and even getting home, there was a Dragonfly that basically stuck to the antenna on our car the whole way. So I believe that's my mother coming back with me, so now she goes wherever we go.
I love it.
And as normal, she's always out front.
Where's the whole rat rod kind of community come from, or how did?
To be honest with you, I don't really know.
Yeah. I mean,
back in the day, I mean, this is what you drove as a kid. Our parents didn't buy us, Camaros and stuff like that. So we always roached out the farmers in the neighborhood and paid maybe 25, 30 bucks for the car, took it home, got the motor running, and just went out and had fun. I think that's where it stems from.
Yeah.
This is a 1974 Myers Manx SR2. It's based on a 1962 VW chassis, invented by Bruce Myers, who invented the fiberglass dune buggy that most folks are aware of. And the fiberglass buggy shortened the VW chassis by 14 1/4 inches, and the same as well with the SR and the SR2. Basically, he designed this back in 1970. as an option for folks who had a dune buggy. Actually, you could rebody your buggy, take your fiberglass buggy off, and then put this street roadster body on it.
Cool.
So this one was actually built by a company called Karma Coachworks out in California.
Okay.
They say it was built in 1974, and so far we know about when Bruce created the car, he started buying tooling for it. So he bought 200 pieces of tooling, started building cars, and then probably when he got to about 150 or so, started to buy some more tools. Another set of basically bracketry and hardware and such to go with the cars. And then right around that same time is when BF Myers closed down their shop.
Okay.
So we're not 100% certain just how many SRs and SR2s are out there in the world.
Really?
They figure there could be maybe about 400 total out there.
Oh, wow.
Those 400, we're not 100% certain just how many have actually been built.
Wow.
How many are maybe just in a crate sitting in a barn, someone's garage that never got started. Yeah, it's pretty rare to find some of these out cruising around. And I bought this one. I've had it about 20 years now.
Okay.
Found it just as is. Haven't done a single thing to it other than put some new tires on the front end at one point in time. But other than that, it's just been turnkey going and a lot of fun.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for showing it to us. Yeah. You got Steve Needy's Duster here. I've done a few videos on this car. It's got a slant 6 in it with some turbocharged. Look at that. It's got some massive horsepower for a slant 6.
Hey, I'm Steve Nitty. This is my 71 Plymouth Duster. I've owned it since it was brand new. I have changed the engine from 145 horse and 215 foot-pounds of torque to over 602 horse and 551 foot-pounds of torque. I have captured 4 world records in slant 6 quarter-mile drag racing, 2 in my weight class, an 1/8 mile and a 1/4 mile, and I added 150 pounds to the trunk, and I got a 1/4 mile and 1/8 mile records in that. My driver is Denny Byrell of Sheridan Performance over in Baldwin, Wisconsin. The guy is great. Thank you.
This is your van here. Is this a van kind of club you guys got going on here, or?
Yeah, we're all friends. There's some Twin City banners. There's some old Moon Unit Vans Club. I'm an independent. And
okay.
We're just all van friends, so we all try to dominate the back row here.
Yeah, sure. They're pretty awesome. So tell me about yours here a little bit. What's the year and?
This is about the 4th van I've got. This is a 92 actually. A lot of people think it's the 70s. I just threw all my best stockpile stuff. I've just been searching and for the rarest, craziest 70s stuff, and I put it all in this one. So
nice.
Yeah, I just bought it. It was a nice cargo van that's factory color. Found it and it was virtually rust free. So I just,
it's a plus.
Put all the nice stuff in it: the windows, the spade portals, the visor, the sunroof, all that good stuff.
Cool. Awesome, I love it.
Yeah, heck yeah.
It's really cool. So, are all these, you said all these van guys are buds, kind of, or?
Yeah, that's Randy.
You
He's
guys show
got Berserker down there.
I saw a Berserker there. That's pretty awesome.
He's been working hard on that. He's stolen that thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Trigger. Hey, Trigger.
Trigger?
Twin City Vans.
So, who does the airbrush work on these things? Or just any?
85.
Yeah?
And Berserker down there was done in, in the 70s.
Okay, so that's airbrush work from the 80s and the 70s.
Right.
Wow, it's held up really good.
Yeah. The guy that did this one was in trouble an awful lot, so we're not sure if he's even still alive.
Oh wow, okay.
But his artwork
lives on.
At least something lives on.
That's pretty cool.
I'm not an artist. I can't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Take a look at this one here. Awesome. These are so fun.
But they don't make you grumpy.
It's got a motorcycle in here. Got an incredible 1940 Chevy sedan here. And go for it.
All right, my name's Luke Merrill, Tin Man 2 Customs, and this is my 1940 Chevy two-door sedan. I built it for my mom, backyard garage. It's got over 1,000 hours of metal work, almost 6,000 hours total in the build. Basically, I did everything other than stitch the seats. It's got a built small block in it, 700 R4, 2017 Mustang independent rear suspension. So it's got a a factory Mustang posi, disc brakes, all that. Nova front subframe, custom wheels, custom glass, everything, every single panel, other than maybe about 2 square feet on the car, has been totally remade or completely modified. Just a crazy amount of body mods, over 54 body mods in it, so it's a one-off kind of piece, but built it for my mom.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for sharing.
No problem, thank you.
So you got me inspired to do this in my single stock.
Look at this.
All right, so it's a 1970 Chevelle. It's got an Art Morrison frame, 4-wheel independent suspension. That's one of one. As far as we know, that's the only one that Art Morrison has sold for a 70 Chevelle. It's got a Barracuda 427, an LS7 that puts out 991 horsepower, 879 pounds of torque. It has all the modern amenities inside, but I wanted it to look stock as much as possible. So it does have a custom leather interior, but the style of the pleats are similar to what you would find in the 70 Chevelle. But it does have, looks like manual crank windows, but they're actually electronic, so you push it up, the window goes up and down. The push to start, keyless entry, Foose rims, just got a lot of great stuff. The color is one thing that I get asked on a lot, and it's called Heavenly Blue. It's a PPG color. It has a really deep pearl to it. And depending upon how you're looking at the car, it has a little bit of a purple hue in some of the peaks and valleys on the sides of the bodies. So it's got a leather wrapped trunk, great speaker system, and the seats are bigger, beefier, they're more comfortable. They're from a 2006 GTO. All the electronics available. And then we added this guitar in the back so that it would take a little bit of the red from the tail lights and the parking lights and the brakes and bring that red up a little bit higher, and so it kind of ties together. Borowski's a great engine, a lot of horsepower. Runs on pump gas. We got about 900 miles on it, just basically break-in miles.
How we doing today, people? At the MSAR, well actually the GSTA, representing the MSRA. Got my Galaxie here. It took me 2 years to do. Started out with something like this here. And as Time went on. Within the 2 years, this might not go as good as I'd like it to. Wait, here we go. Got ghost flames on the hood too, if you want to check those out real quick. See them?
Oh, nice. Very cool.
But anyways, we got a 460 built to a 550. We got 600 torque, 668 torque, 600 horsepower. 4-speed top loader, all rebuilt. This car is so fun. 3.5 inch exhaust with electric cutouts. It's just a blast.
Right next to a beautiful Ford Galaxie 500 here. (1964).
So this is a 1970 Ford Shelby Cobra GT500. It was purchased new here in Minnesota. The owner purchased it specifically for the purpose of drag racing it. So when he got a hold of it, he brought it home. He removed the factory 428 Cobra jet and he put in a 427 and went out and proceeded to drag race the car. Campaigned it for a few years until the 427 actually threw a rod at Minnesota Dragways. And so he decided to take it home and put it into storage. And the car sat there until the mid-'80s when the owner's son actually went out in the garage and realized that the original engine was there and all the pieces for the car were there. So he proceeded to put the original engine back in, have the car repainted, and bring it to its current state. The car has 5,965 actual miles on it, most of them 1/4 of a mile at a time. It is still 100% original down to the correct part numbers on the seat belts. The interior is original. The only thing that has truly been changed on this car is the tires and the paint job. Other than that, it is actually an unrestored 5,000 mile original car. So kind of a cool story behind that one. Unusual for a drag car or a custom ordered as a drag car. It does have power steering and power brakes. From what I'm told, when they did campaign it with the 427 in it, the power steering was removed, so it didn't rob any horsepower. But yeah, just a pretty neat little Mustang with a cool story behind it.
Hi, I'm Steve Nitty. This is my 1966 Plymouth Barracuda Formula S. I'm the second owner. I bought it when it was 10 years old. I've had this car all over the country. It's just a blast, fun to drive, fun to cruise, and right now I'm in the middle of a big car show.